We're ready. We're about to get this baby underway. Racers, are you ready? Watch your light. Round robin heat 1 of 8. Here we go. 2-minute heats. These rookies are ready to go. We got Jay Latham, Bruce Bullington, Weston Durham, Bruce Carson, and or Carson Ross, I'm sorry. Carson Ross, Jay Latham, Bruce Bullington, Jackson Durham, and Weston Durham. But as we can see, everybody here running very, very close together. Weston out in the early lead there on Orange Lane, running his heart out here, ladies and gentlemen. These kids just raced earlier today in our Little Rumble. Now, if you're interested in getting your kids involved in Little Rumble, they have to be 18 or under. They can get involved by paying $10. The races are 100% free every Sunday at 3 o'clock. You must race 5 races, and we'll take all of that into account. So they can also get into the Rookie Rumble. They don't have to pay the $10 entry to get in it because they're already in the Rumble. They're just Little Rumblers. They're Rookie Rumblers. But nonetheless, a Rumble's a Rumble. And they can transfer over. All they have to do is pay the entry to get into the race, which is $8. So Weston, back in usual fashion, right out of the gate, taking the lead, followed by Jay Latham with 27 laps. Bruce Bullington there in third. Jackson down on Red Lane with 26. Carson with 25. All of these guys within 5 laps of each other, doing quite well here this first heat. Top 3 racers in this at the end will get 6 months track time for free. First racer will get a big check with their name on it and a 4-inch car to take home. As you can tell, the track not running as fast as it usually is. Well, I mean, that's because we turn the track down. We want our rookie rumblers here to have a good experience here and learn how to race slot cars versus letting them be extremely fast. They're on the inside on orange. Weston making a dive bomb move there on Bruce Bullington as Bruce Bullington let off a little bit to make sure that no accidents ensued. We got a tie going on here right now. Weston Durham and Jay Latham with 49 laps taking over the middle lanes. Bruce Bullington there with 47 laps total. In third place, Jackson with 45 and Carson with 44. 45 laps to be turned on Red Lane. Pretty impressive there by Action Jackson. And Carson there with 44 right there behind him. Both these guys doing a whole lot better. I believe Carson now, from the earlier race that you guys seen at the beginning of the day, I believe he's now got his car a little bit under control and it's working a little bit better. Come in and got his tires hooted down a little bit as they stocked from the factory. They were just a little bit too big, causing his tires to hold into the track. That was causing him to come out quite often there in Dead Man's Corner. As you can see, our racers there getting backed up and ready to go for the next heat. They do have 3-minute interval in between hands, but if everybody gets there to the track sooner, then we will start this race and continue on. As you can see, the June leaderboard for our pinball table is up in the upper right-hand portion of your screen. You can go over those scores. Those are live currently, and planning on adding to those scores and machines here very shortly. Play Dame there in the bottom left. You can see him playing a little bit of Mandalorian there on the pinball machine after the big race. In 18 seconds, we'll be going back green. All right, looking like our racer ready. Bruce getting his car put on there. 24 seconds left to go. All right, racers, are you ready? Watch your lights. Guys tuned in to watch the LMP race just before this. Man, it was a madhouse. We had several people running as hard as they could. Right out of the gate, we got a little bit of a confussel here. I don't know if that's a word or not, but we got a little bit of a three-way tie going in there. Looks like Bruce Bullington letting off there on blue lane, letting the guys go on by. Down there on purple lane, we see Jay Latham giving it what he can give. Up there on green lane, we see Jackson Durham fighting with everything he's got to reel in some guys. But right now, Jay Latham really putting in work, holding it out in front of these guys. All these cars running, within literally 200ths of a gear ratio. So they're either running a 929 or a 1032. So the difference in gear ratio is so minute, it matters none on this track. That's why all these cars are running so tight and so close together. So it's all about car control here. That's the name of the game in the Rookie Rumble. And the only reason that we couldn't get it exactly down is some of these cars actually come, I just found this out, some of them actually come with 10-tooth pinion gear. So, you know, people come up and say, this is the way my car came, and I look at it and I see the brass pinion. I'm like, yeah, I understand. Sometimes in manufacturing, they don't get things exactly right. And that is the rule in the rookie series, is that you got to run the car the way it comes. So, like I said, we're talking 200ths of a difference in ratio, and it don't matter when you're that much of a difference. In other words, one of them is a 3.2 and the other one is a 3.22. So the 929 is a 3.22 and the 1032 is a 3.2 gear ratio. And as you guys can tell, these guys are neck and neck with each other. Looks like Carson running 44 laps for both white and red. Now he's going to be starting to come down on the lanes a little bit. He'll be getting on green lane. We'll see what he can do. Jackson was able to turn 49 laps there on green. Bruce Bullington turning 47. So Jackson out there just a little bit more. We can see another little bit of a difference here between Bruce Bullington and Jay Latham there. 49 and 50 laps there on blue. And then purple lane of Jay Latham there, 49. So still 94 to 98, 4 laps difference here between our top 4 here. Carson, like I said, running 44 and 44. These are relatively close. As you can see, Weston there turning 46 on white. So he's going to start increasing his lap count as he comes down the line and people start going up. So exciting to see what's going to happen here and see how it prevails as we continue on here in the Rookie Rumble race here at Lanes Raceway. I'm going to take you over to scene 2, maybe go out there and talk to the racers for a few seconds and see what they have to say. back here in the booth. See, not very many people here ready to race. They better hurry. Bruce having some issues there with his car as he goes to get his car put back on. All right, looks like we have a controller hooked up wrong. Weston hooking his controller up wrong there. That's why his car was going nonstop. If you reverse the white and the black, it will make the car go nonstop. Very, very important to pay attention to what you hook up. These controllers can blow up and cause quite a bit of damage. Jay Latham out in the lead now, down low as he's able to turn quite a few more laps. 119. Jackson there with 116. Weston with 115. Bruce Mullington 111 and Carson 108. It's still anybody's game here. It all boils down to trigger control and whether or not these guys can push with everything they got and stay on the track. We focus in there on Bruce Bullington's red, white, and blue car. We can see him making a pretty good easy pass there of the green car of Carson. But that's because Carson's car is up on the upper lane there. Now, if Bruce is able to reel in the black car of Jay Latham, then we know that Bruce's car is set up just a hair bit better than Jay's, just simply because Jay does have a shorter track to run with, and if you can catch people on the shorter lane, you know you got your car set up good. And as we can see here, Jackson out there in front of Jay just a hair, but we see the pass take place there. Bruce Bullington taking that lead. Bruce Bullington, a veteran. Oh, as Bruce gets a little bit of a nose hit there. Jay comes around in black, hits him sideways. We get a track call here, almost a full Jay. Several cars off the track. What a debacle. Good running all the way up till then, but a huge wreck in the backstretch. Jay Latham 144, Jackson Durham 142, Weston Durham 138, Bruce Bullington 135, and Carson Ross 131. Carson pleased with his cars. We went back out there. He says it's running a lot better. These cars are funny in the front. If you don't get them just spaced just a hair, and I mean just a hair above the track, man, they handle horribly, and all kinds of bad things can ensue. Jay Latham, your current leader with 149 after the third heat. Jackson with 147, Weston with 142, Bruce with 140, and Carson with 136. Averages range from 45 to 49. Jackson and Jay both 49. Jackson really pushing the subject. He's wanting that first place, ladies and gentlemen. He got a first place earlier this morning. He wants it again. Weston wanting to just beat Jackson, he said earlier. And Carson, he's just trying to get better than what he was in the race earlier today. Bruce, he's in the mix here. Kind of abnormal to see Bruce down low like this. Different gear ratio and stuff like that. Bruce might have to do a little bit of change up on his car, get her freed up a little bit more. Who knows? I haven't seen a really good breakdown of Bruce's car other than the teching that we took place, but that's not like a real good teardown of seeing if the rear end's free or not. Now, you can take these cars apart, you can free them up, make sure the rears are perfectly perpendicular. Like I said, the rear end can be soldered in to make sure it's good and tight. Other than that, there is no weight additives, there's no strength additives. You can't do nothing to these cars. Trying to keep it as fair as possible amongst the... Well, Michael just got me. He come in here and gave me the old trick, you know, the little thing there, and I fell for it. 122 left to go before we go back green racing, but all these guys here, like I said, they're really just putting in work. We are at 4 of 8 right now, round robin heats, and it's still anybody's game as we change up on these rotations. When you get down in the lower lanes, all you got to do is beat the guy above you. 1 minute and 4 seconds, I'll be right back with you.
Racers, are you ready? White on Bruce. All right, watch it.
All right, we're going back green racing. I hope I didn't just have that muted the whole previous heat. I hope I just hit that mute just then. If not, y'all just missed everything. None of it. Nope, not a big deal. Jay Latham out there in the lead, 151 laps total right now. But right behind him, Jackson there on purple. Is he going to be able to make a move? Let's keep an eye on Jackson as he rolls around here. He's able to take the inside of Bruce there. Bruce there on black lane. Bruce going to push the subject there on Jackson. As Jackson goes to the outside of, and makes a nice clean pass on Jay Latham there on the yellow car. Jackson, a man on a mission. He's trying to push the subject. Bruce Bullington keeping the heat up right there behind him there on black lane. We have got some intensity going on here. Ooh! And Bruce Bullington pulling out of his rhythm there, costing him to come off on black lane. Will he pull out of his rhythm again, or will he try to make the pass? He pulls out, this time successfully making it underneath, trying his best to make that pass, but just can't seem to get the speed that he needs to get in front of Jackson. Jackson pulling up again yet in front of Jay Latham. Jackson taking the lead now. Jay Latham falling back just a little bit as Jackson is running the show right now. He's out there in front, pulling in front of people. Only person that can kind of stay with him is Bruce Bullington down there on black. He's just one lane below him. Bruce really trying to pick his spot to make that pass. Can't seem to get it going as we go 3 wide into Dead Man's Corner. Come out safe. Jay Latham pulling back yet again there, maybe having some issues there on that yellow lane. Right above Jackson there on the blue lane. Carson coming off, getting hit, caused up into a wreck there yet again. Jay Latham involved in it also. 2 cars to make it out successful, and that is Jackson and Bruce. It's both of them increase their lap counts. These are the 2 guys running the show in this heat. Jackson and Bruce right there neck and neck as Bruce gets a little bit of a stutter walk there, not able to get going as quick as Jackson was, but he's able to try to reel him in. But Bruce coming off, he gets involved there with Jay Latham, both of them getting put back on. And it looks like Jay Latham having an issue as we get 3 cars off the track. We need a button press here. Let me go ahead and, all right, looks like they got it under control. Denny Durham getting the car put back on black. There's the blue car, Carson. He was able to make it through the destruction, but not Jay Latham and not Bruce Bullington. This gave Jackson quite a few more laps on top of him. Currently with 52 laps, Bruce Bullington second on this heat. This has been a brutal heat. Jay Latham and Bruce Bullington both tied for 185. Weston Durham down there with 180. He's trying to make up those 5 laps, doing the best he can. Carson with 173. Got a broke guide flag. Okay, well that is a rental car, so it's going to take just a few moments here. So T's going to change out the guide flag. It is customary if you rent a car here at Lanes Raceway, you are not penalized for that car going broke. I'm not going to replace every part on it every time it gets rented, so therefore the guy's just going to have to wait. This is one of the only exceptions that we have in a series race that it does get changed. That's one of the benefits of renting a car at Lanes Raceway. You always have some parts that will actually work. So we'll be right back with you. I'm going to see if my wife needs some help, and we'll see if we can get this thing underway.
Yeah, I didn't do it on purpose. No, you did.
All right, so Weston suffered a little bit of guide flag issue. He's back there on the track. Going to make sure the racers are ready before we hit go. 14 seconds left in this round robin, 4 of 8. All right, racers, are you ready? All right, watch your lights. And here we go. Like I said, ladies and gentlemen, there's very few exceptions to the rule. Just like I told Weston, when he gets his car, which he plans on getting one shortly, when he gets it, if that was to happen while live racing, man, we got some neck-and-neck race between black and purple there, and we got another lane rotation. But if that was to happen under normal circumstances, he would have had, the race would have continued on, and he would have had to fix that during a rotational heat. So we got 4 racers already raced, green and blue. 49 the lead with Jackson, followed by Bruce Bullington with 47. On blue lane, we got Jackson with 53 for the lead, and second place Bruce Bullington with 50. So Bruce and Jackson there neck and neck with each other. Jackson turning a beautiful 59 laps there on purple. Followed by Jay Latham with 49. Jay Latham turning 51 and Bruce turning 52 on black lane. Interesting to see what will happen when Jackson gets there on black lane next heat. 51.5 total laps by Jackson in first place as an average, 48 for Bruce and 47.8 for Jay. Weston there right on the precipice, and so is Carson with 46.5 and 45. Like I said, ladies and gentlemen, those averages can change. We still got 4 heats to go. It's still anybody's game. We'll see how things change. Couple minutes here before we get going. I'm going to take a small break and maybe refresh my cold water. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm back. I didn't get a water. I was busy doing something else. Watch your lights. 4 lights are going to drop, and we're going back green racing. It's still anybody's ball game here on the Rookie Rumble circle track. We've had some neck-and-neck racing there down on purple and black lane. Now Jackson finishing up his last lower lane as he's going to move up to the mid-pack after this. He's got black lane. How's he going to do? We get a car coming off the lane there on purple. That's Carson Ross. As Carson Ross there on the outside, very, very chancy there as he runs very, very close with Jackson Durham there on black. He was able to stay safe for this time, but Willie this time, as he goes in dead man's corner, and he makes the smart decision letting off. That causing Jackson Durham to get a little bit off his rhythm, ended up coming off the track there. Looks like we're having quite a bit of an issue here for Carson there on purple. Struggling a little bit on purple, but it could be the neck-and-neck nature of him and Jackson running each other so deep. As Jackson runs to make the hard dive bomb, narrowly missing Carson there down on purple. Up top, we see there on yellow lane, Bruce Bullington doing his best to reel in the blue car of Weston Durham. Staying right there behind him, just giving it everything he can as he makes the pass. Oh, he lets off because he was afeared coming into dead man's corner, and a wise choice done by Bruce Bullington as he let off, and several cars having an issue getting back on. Jackson losing a couple laps, so did Carson. Carson and Jackson neck and neck again as Jackson gives the boot to Carson. Carson getting put back on, causing an issue there. We get a car stopped here on blue lane for some reason, unknown, as we get a, pause on the track. Sorry. So deep into thought here, I didn't know there was a pause on the track. Several cars coming off, almost a full J here. So back to racing, we see down low there, Jackson still running the show down on black, turning a total of 40 laps so far. Bruce Bullington out, getting a couple more laps because of that wreck that took place with all the racers except for him and Jay Latham. So, as he comes off yet again and gets a little bit of a shunt by Weston Durham, but Weston Durham stays on blue lane as they continue racing. Jackson unfazed by this as he tries his best to turn in the 50s there on black lane, causing a little bit of a ruckus. Only 6 seconds left to go. Can he get into the 50s? Can he tie up with Jay Latham and Bruce Bullington? And here he goes, ladies and gentlemen. 5 seconds left to go. He has reached the precipice of 50. He's into 52 laps, and he's moving hard. 53 laps to end the heat at 2:59. Our leader, Jackson Durham, 259 laps with an average of 51.8. Bruce Bullington there right behind him with 247, 49.4 laps average. And Jay Latham there in third with 47.6, right there neck and neck with Weston Durham, 47.4. 1 lap difference between the two. Carson Ross down there in the back position, still learning his way, 44 laps. We got 3 heats with him with 44. Amazing. 48 and then 40. So we'll see if Carson can increase that speed just a little bit and keep moving. Good efforts done by all parties here tonight. Very few wrecks. This is what you want to see out of rookies. You want to see them wreck very little, not worry so much about the rhythm, but just not wreck. If they can not wreck, the rhythm will come. We know that the rhythm will come. Be back here shortly in about 2 minutes or so. I'm going to help my wife here at the stand. All right, we're back racing. 151 left on the heat here. 6 of 8. Jackson Durham out in the lead. 262, 252 following by Bruce Bullington. Weston Durham 244 right there with Jay Latham and 242. Top 3 people: Jackson, Bruce, Weston. Can Carson come back and make it a 3-way kid run race? They've already raced here today. As we get an incident to take place, car slamming into Bruce Bullington's car there on black lane. As we get a double tap of the button here. See you, Paul. Paul Woosley, just had a conversation with him, and he said it's racing, and it is, ladies and gentlemen. That second to last heat there in the LMP Thunder Series, you guys seen it. He got stuck up underneath that bridge for quite a few seconds, ended up costing him the race. But just like him, Guillermo Sire both had extremely bad luck too. It was rough on a lot of racers that whole race long. Clay Dame having an exceptional amount of bad luck also. So like I said, that's just how the cookie crumbles sometimes, especially when you're racing that hard. But other than that, those few race wrecks that took place that didn't get a good track call in an efficient time, I'll put it like this though. It was still well run, a great race, and I commend all the track marshals and all the racers that did track marshal. It's a hard job, and it's hard to do those things perfectly every time. My mustache is dry and it is itching. I can't help it. But I'm excited to see Jackson Durham after all the work that he's put, also known as Action Jackson, being out there in the lead against these guys, especially against the vets. Those vets will let you know, Bruce and Jay Latham, they will let you know that if you put in the time and then you put in the effort, good things come. And Jackson has been on this track all week long, it and Green Track, just giving it everything they can just to stay ahead. So, kudos to Jackson for the hard effort that he's put in. But exciting to see Weston Durham out there. Not as much practice time as him and Carson, and he's doing really, really well. Carson, though, having some issues there down low, still trying to get the rhythm. But, I commend him, too, for staying on as well as he does this early on in the game. Usually, 3 days isn't enough to teach people a rhythm. But you can see here just by watching Black Lane that Carson, on the toughest lane that we have, he does wreck, but he is getting the break points down more times than not. So we see right there, he made a decent turn there as we get a red flag rotation yet again. Jay Latham, 277 laps. Going to be hard for Carson to catch that. Is it possible? Everything is possible. 42.3 average for Carson. Still hoping that he can get out there and make a run for it in these middle lanes, maybe a little bit above 40. But we can see here on the black lane here, 34 laps was a tough heat for him. Everybody else on average in the 50. Weston still yet to have ran his black lane, but Jackson running the board here tonight other than yellow lane where he suffered from Bruce. Other than that, he's top of the boards all the way through and through. 306, 291, 282, and 277 of Jay Latham. Carson there, Carson Ross, also known as Carson, there at the bottom. You heard my wife, that is Carson. Jay Latham, Jay Bird, he's been here, he knows the track. So does Bruce Bullington, also known as Street. Wild West Durham, Wild West Durham, Weston, that's his real name, Weston, but they call him Wild Weston. Anyways, he's in there in the mix. Action Jackson. It sounds like a bunch of Wild West guys, a posse, I guess you would say, from the Wild West days, ready at the OK Corral, seeing who's going to come out on top. Minute and 31 seconds left to go. We're going to take a brief break and make sure these racers are ready to go. When they're ready to go, we'll bop right back into it.
Alright, racers, watch your lights.
All right, little racers, watch your lights, and here we go. 4 lights drop, we're going green. My wife hurrying up back out there. She's trying to do some posts. She's multitasking. She's following these racers. Dana Durham there picking up the slack, helping us out here as he tries to get these cars to go. He hits a track call button, having a little issue getting Weston Durham put back on there. Weston currently showing that he's in third place. Yet to have made a lap. It's having some issues there. See what happens. Jackson Durham, 310 laps, 4 laps made. Bruce Bullington, 3. Weston Durham, Jay Latham, 4 laps. Carson, 4 laps.
Get Weston's control and make it pick up. Okay.
And we're going back green racing. Hopefully his car will take off. We'll see. Getting the track call. They're going to probably bring that car in here for me to look at. I'll be right back with you guys.
Yep.
Be just a moment, folks. I guess where we put the new guide flag in, it was just too much for lead wires. The lead wires broke. It's going to be a new recorder job here. It's going to take just a moment. We'll get back green racing. Yeah, I mean, Jurassic Park's a good game. Keith Elwin, man. All right, we are going back green racing. Racers, are you ready?
Yeah.
Watch your lights. Round robin, 7 of 8. I'm in here right now with what was once in the series, Jordania Esquire, the 4th, the 5th, and the 6th. I thought he was going to hold out this year. Anyways, we got a wreck here coming off on red lane. That is Jay Latham's car coming off on red. We got another car coming off on yellow. Carson Ross giving it everything he's got. Able to get him back on. Carson having a little bit of trouble tonight. Probably a bent car from practice. They had a little bit of a warm-up before we started this race. They probably got out there beating and banging on each other. We had everybody's cars solid before the first race. This race kind of just dropped on us right after the LMP race, ran a little bit long. So it is what it is. That's just how things work sometimes. These guys eager to race. I love it. I love seeing the spirit of these racers out here, giving it everything they got. Everybody running so super clean here right now. Jackson there on orange. He's just almost solid as can be tonight. He wants this win. He wants the points. He wants to carry that big check in both of these series, get him a couple cars. If he puts forth the effort and he can beat out these other rookie racers and get the best 5 races possible with the most laps, he'll take it home. He gets involved in an incident there between the yellow car of Carson. Slowing him down. We got all cars back on now. I think there was one car shy of a full J. We see Jackson coming off yet again, having issues with his front guide flag. He's just got to hold it for another 2-minute heat, and he should be coming away with this win. Bruce Bullington following, and Weston Durham third. So that's another lane rotation right now. 50.4 is the average for Jackson. 48.4 is the average for Bruce Bullington, and Weston Durham 47.1. That rounds up your top 3. Jay Latham 46 average laps, and Carson Ross 42.9. Everybody in the 300s total laps run. Difference between first and last, 53 laps. These guys are running their hearts out. Take a few minutes here and be right back with you. .34 seconds left to go. Oh, we see Garrett up there. He might be trying to come and get that lap time. He made it 3rd place yesterday on the VR. We only got, what is today, the 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th, 15th. 4 more days left to go in the VR competition. Racers, are you ready? Watch your light. But yes, we got 4 more days left to go in our VR 10-lap challenge. Right now, first place, I believe, it ain't Kel no more. Blake Panel. Blake Panel's first place. That's right. He got that last night. Blake Panel's first place. Kel's second. And third place, Jordan Folks. Derek, are you going to go for it again? Garrett says he's coming for Blake. He's coming with a vengeance. He's seen the post on Facebook, and it's rubbed salt into an open wound. So Garrett's going to give another shot there at the VR challenge and try to get it. He was on third place just literally less than 30 minutes, folks, and he has been put in work. So sad to see that take place. Jordan Folkeson out there trying to help get people put on the track. Minute and 15 seconds. Can Jackson hold Bruce off? Bruce is 4 laps from taking Jackson. Jackson's going to have to do better than 7 laps. He's going to have to hold it together, or Bruce is going to pass him. Weston Durham there with 3:48. Weston's wanting second place. He's got 18 laps to Bruce's 17. Will they be able to hold it off? 10 laps down from Dave. It's getting tight here. It always gets tight there towards the last portion of the race. We've had interesting things happen with Weston. Busted guide flag this evening. Messed up wire in the back of the motor. Earlier today, busted that same wire off on the other motor mount. Ripped it clean off. So it's just, they're hard on them, ladies and gentlemen. But we'd rather them have a hard go of it right now than to try to enter into a pro series and have a real hard go of it and get discouraged. At least this way, these guys are all within 50 or so laps of each other, 40 or 50 laps, just like our pros are. And, they're running for this kind of thing. They're really trying to get the best that they can. My wife currently tallying up the scores for the past 2 weeks of who's in the lead in the LMP series. Who's in the lead in Little Rumble? Who's in the lead in Rookie Rumble? All these things will be posted tonight on Facebook. And also, I'm going to hopefully, Blake will get the email before Tuesday, and our guys will be mentioned on the radio for their great accomplishments and accolades in racing. Jackson back in the mix here, trying to keep that car on white. Will he be able to make this pass on the green? Car's fast. He makes a hard dive down on red. Lucky he didn't get involved there with Bruce Bullington there. He made it past him. That's all I can say. Very, very tight racing. 45 seconds left to go. It looks like he's probably going to be able to hold this one off unless something catastrophic happens. I've been doing quite a few commentations this Sunday. Of course, we have 3 races every Sunday. It does get a little bit tough. For the next month or so, it's going to be quite tough. But anyways, I'll tell you, you just got to get used to it. Got to keep powering on. Like I said, these guys need good commentation. They need to know what they're doing right, what they're doing wrong. And all I'm seeing is a whole lot of right in these rookie rumblers right now. These rookie rumblers are holding their cars on, keeping their peace, running tight races, very seldom wrecking. 5 seconds left to go. Looks like Jackson's going to bring this baby home for another victory today. That's 2 wins for Jackson Durham. Forced to be reckoned with. Weston Durham, that's 2 podium finishes for him. Jackson Durham, Bruce Bullington, Weston Durham, those are your top 3. Jay Latham's going to round up 4th. Carson Ross going to take up home 5th place, doing better than he did earlier today. So that's improvement. As long as you're improving, everything's on the up and up. We'll see how well these guys do next Sunday when they come back for another iteration of Rookie Rumble. Going to stay for a pause real quick. Going to transfer you guys over to our pinball scores. You can hear the pinballs clanking in the background. You can see Glenn going hard on Godzilla. I'm going to get some of these scores. We're going to go back, maybe talk to some of the racers real quick, get some pictures made, come back, do a little bit of ending editorial, I guess you would say, talking about how many race laps of for one, how many people have gotten wins and all this, and go over that with you before we end here on the Rookie Rumble.